Come in here.
Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and the boxing capital of the world. Well, today, first of all, I want to welcome again my co-host, Shelly Stevens.
Yep.
And we have a dear guest today.
Yep.
A guest, unbelievable drummer, one of the best drummers I've ever seen heard in my life, Bugsy Wilcox.
Bugsy Wilcox. How you guys doing? Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today. You know, I saw you the other day at UNLV. You were performing there on Sunday before last.
Yes.
And you were really hitting those drums. They're really good.
You know what? That's all I know how to do, Mr. Cortez. I know everybody calls you Joe, but until it settles in with me, I'm sitting across the table from you. I'm doing everything I can to hold myself. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm firm, but I'm fair. I'm firm, but I'm fair.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah.
You know, when I see all the gold around your neck, and
you know what? Just like the gold around your neck. This represents that period.
Yeah.
You know, most of this jewelry that you see on me is from the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, I purchased most of it in Africa, Cairo, Egypt, years ago, and I still have it, today, man.
Yeah. You were like Mr. T, carry all that stuff.
But you know what? I was doing this before the A-Team was on TV.
Okay.
Before Terrell came along and they started calling him Mr. T. Yeah.
So he copied it from you.
Pretty much.
Okay, so now tell me, you've been a drummer now for how many years of your life?
I see. Okay, I'm 72 years old now. I started playing when I was 9. I'm talking about the better part of 62 years, 61, 62.
Who inspired you to become a drummer?
Tell us how you got started.
Okay.
I know you sing too, I know.
Yeah, I sing. You know what? I sing only because I've been around. I've been blessed to play with some of the best singers that ever did it. So therefore, I was born with relative pitch. I won't sing a bad note, but I'm not a singer at all. But here's what happened. A young brother you know him well. His name is Sammy Watson. We used to play Little League baseball together in South Central.
Yeah. He's a big time promoter now.
Yeah, he's a big time promoter now. We
premier boxing champion.
Absolutely. We grew up together, Sam Watson. But I was actually walking through an alley coming from the playground, Dinker Playground, in the area where I grew up at, and I found a drumstick on the ground. This is a true story. Smokey told me to tell this story. So I found a drumstick on the ground, had my baseball glove and stuff. We headed home, throwing rocks, and I picked this drumstick up and I just started tapping, on the walls in the garages, going through the alley. And I got home and I took my mom's broomstick and I set it on the steps and I stomped on it, and so now I had another stick. And there was a nightclub down the street where I lived at. The lady Esther Phillips used to sing in there.
No, this is Philadelphia.
No, this is in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
This is in Los Angeles, man. This is the nightlife in Los Angeles, man. Back in the mid '60s, man. And I just started beating on the telephone books and beating on my mom's skillet lids and she wasn't having that. And after so long a while, man, my mother told my father, she said his name was Lonnie, my mother's name was Marge. She said my mom said, Lonnie, there's something about this kid. There's something different about this kid, and we need to pay close attention to it. And I just kept on beating on stuff, and then I met a guy who had a drum set in the neighborhood, and my mom and dad, I didn't come from the kind of background where you could be sent to music school.
Right.
This was all God, man.
Yeah, sure.
And from that, I started playing with little bands in the neighborhood and stuff like that. We didn't know what we were doing, but we could play what we heard. The band was called the Intellectuals, and Leon Silvers of the Silvers heard of me. And I started playing with the Silvers, Boogie Fever, and all that stuff.
I remember that.
Frida Payne, Band of Gold.
That's right.
And where it comes to Marvin, I'm trying to go.
He's talking about Marvin Gaye. Just
when I mention, I'm speaking of Marvin Gaye, ladies and gentlemen. Because That's, I was 16 years old, Joe. And you got to know, man, the 16 years old, man, a young, uneducated black mind with $750 every Thursday in their pocket, you can see I lost my mind, But God was there, and so through the years, man, when I went to audition for Marvin, here's the story, man, and I've never. This is an exclusive because I've never shared this, publicly. But there was 23 drummers. Mr. Cortez, there was 23 guys that came to audition for him. And the Silvers, we had played it for Merv Griffin the night before, Merv Griffin TV show. The guy came backstage and said, man, you should go over there, man, and audition for Marvin the next day. And I was full of myself. I had confidence, So I went in there. I couldn't read a lick of music. And here's the story. The musical director, Leslie Drayton, I'll never forget it. God bless you, Leslie. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I went in there, man, and I had been smoking weed, and I didn't know nothing. My brother gave me a joint, and I took a couple of puffs out of them. 23 guys. These guys all had these Rolls Royce drum sets. They had Rogers. They had Slinger. I had my mom and dad. They got me a little drum kit from the West Side Loan on Second Avenue and Jefferson Boulevard from a pawn shop. I had duct tape and stuff holding the cymbals and stuff together. And the musical director, he walks over to me and he hands me this chart. Now I'm acting like I can read it, but the musical director, she'll tell you when a director hands you a chart, he's handing it to you letter head up. I put the chart on the stand. I'm gonna play the song, and the song was "How Sweet It Is to Be," and my mom and dad used to swing dance in the living room, man. I kid you not. So I'm sitting there acting like I'm reading this song. I didn't know Marvin was sitting over here with a hood pulled over his head. I wasn't paying no attention. Like I said, I'm full of myself. At the end of me playing, and I was the 20th, I was the last guy. So this is how I cheated. I watched everybody, and they was kind of using the same 4 or 6. But they had a rotation of songs that they were auditioning all these drummers. Who I knew who some of them was. I looked up to some of them, but I wasn't scared. I got in there and I played the song, and at the end of the song, everybody got real quiet. Now I'm scared as hell. I'm literally, I'm scared to move. And Marvin gets up, pulls the hood off his head. He walks over to me. He said, "Hey, youngster, let's see what it sounds like when you play it like this," and turned the chart right side up and excused everybody. And the rest is history. I'm thinking I'm fooling them.
Yeah.
The music is upside down, Mr. Cortez, and I'm playing my butt off. Because I'm seeing my mom and daddy, how sweet it is. They swing dancing.
And you got the job.
So I know this song. So I'm acting like I can read it. Martin, they came over and busted me and said, "Okay, youngster, let's see what it sounds like when you play it like this." And I started crying. I started crying, And he turned around and said, "Okay, everybody, you can leave your name and your information up at the front with my sister, Jean." And Jean Houston was his older sister. Rest in peace. She just passed a few years ago here in Las Vegas. And the rest is history, man. That brother took me under his wing, man. James Gatson, Harvey Mason, Billy Cobham, all these people, man. I was like 16 years old playing for Marvin Gaye.
So who was the other famous singer
Oh my
you played
God,
with?
that led me to Elton John, Neil Diamond, Billy Preston. Oh my God, George Duke. Oh man, Tito Puente. People, because I had no idea. Like right now, sitting here talking to you, all that led me right here, baby. All that led me right to this point here. I had no idea the people that was crazy about Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
I was the Jackson 5. They used to come into his studio at 6553 Sunset Boulevard. The corner of Wilcox. My last name is Sunset Boulevard, and they used to sit on the floor, little boys. This is before this is when they had Stop the Love You Save Me, and they just used to watch his work ethic, and Marvin was always a little different from everybody, man. From that I played with Paul McCartney. at George Bus Studios, Red Bus Studios, owned by George Martin. A little bit of George Harrison when he had Dark Horse Records with Kenny Burke, Billy Preston, the Edwin Hawkins singers, the Winan family, just everybody, because I was Marvin Gaye's drummer and I was a kid and I was having fun and they knew it. So I would go and do recording sessions with people, you know.
That's great. Now let me ask you a question. What experiences do you have with Muhammad Ali?
Let me tell you something, man. Ooh, God, thank you for asking me that. Because what a lot of people did not know about that man. You could be sitting right here at this table talking to Muhammad Ali for an hour, couple hours. If you weren't talking about boxing, you could very easily forget who he was. You know, I'm having a hard time retaining myself because Roger Mayweather was trying to get me. I wanted to meet Joe Cortez. I'm firm but unfair.
Yeah.
You know, you were saying that in the world of boxing before the world caught on. Yeah. You've been saying I'm firm but unfair for how many years?
Yeah.
You know, for a lot of years, sir. You know, so Muhammad Ali, he would love to just come back, do one of these numbers, kick back, and we were doing an album called Hear My Dear. It was he was going through Marvin was going through a divorce proceeding with Barry's oldest sister Anna, and we did an album, and he gave all the proceeds, all the money to pay his penalties or his debts going through taxes and the IRS and all that kind of crap. And Muhammad Ali, man, would come to his birthday parties. You know, he would have his crew of the security people, man. Muhammad Ali, man, was an everyday kind of brother, man. He was just. But now, if you started talking about boxing and you thought you knew, it would be like me talking about. Think I know what I'm talking about. Talking to you. Mm-hmm. You know, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. My mom taught us, you wake up, you suit up, you show up, you shut the hell up, and you pay attention, and you'll learn everything you need to know to get through life.
That's right.
I love that.
Muhammad Ali, that's who that man was, away from knocking the snot out.
He was a very, very brilliant man. You know, he was not that educated, as far as school is concerned, but he was very intelligent.
Oh man, he was full of wisdom. I mean, you just wanted to be a fly on the wall and hear him talk.
Yeah, you know, it's just like when I started boxing back in, a lot of people didn't know me as a fighter. Most people.
No.
A lot of people know me as a referee, but they didn't know that what made me a better referee was being the next fighter. And being a fighter, I was an outstanding amateur fighter, and then I turned pro when I was 18. But I already had won 6 Golden Glove championships in New York, He's Nationals, and I'm watching Muhammad Ali when it was Cassius Clay in 1960 in Madison Square Garden. The following year, I won my first championship at the same garden.
Wow.
But watching Muhammad Ali, you know, you can see that once you're around people, you travel around the world, you kind of self-educate yourself. So I mean, what I learned, what Muhammad Ali learned, you can't learn that in school.
No. Come on, man. You can't learn that in school.
And then you learn that by traveling around the world, meeting people, having conversations like we are right now. You know.
I've said this all my life. You know, I stopped going to school. Well, I went back to school and got the GED and all that kind of stuff. But I've said this all my life, Mr. Cortez. The best education on the planet is not at Harvard. It's not at Yale. It's to get out and see the world.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's the best education on this planet.
We call street smarts. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
you go to World University.
Yeah, I need to put this on the record for the boxing world. You know, you're either on the way or you're either on the way or you're in the way. Mr. Cortez, you are one of the referees who stay out the way. You are right there, but you're not in. You know what I'm saying? How TV producers make sure that you're in the frame. Or you know, I've had camera people say, "Oh, Bugsy, the camera loves you." I don't give a damn about that camera. And Joe Cortez is like that in the ring.
Yeah.
You don't see him, but when you see him, man, he's pushing dudes away. I mean, he's a small guy. He's been in the ring with guys that, come on, man.
Yeah, with George Foreman.
Yeah.
You refereeing George Foreman. You know, I was only when I was refereeing Foreman, I was like 135 pounder.
But dude, you get right in there. Excuse me for saying, dude, Mr. Cortez, you get right in there and you push them big old dudes away like you like
Super band.
yeah. I mean, where did you get that confidence to do that?
I guess, you know, the ring mechanics, you have to have good ring mechanics when you're a referee. I learned that as being a fighter. And then you have to develop your stamina.
Yes.
And you got to have the stamina and you have the conditioning, but also have the self-esteem and knowing that you can do this. I don't care how big you are.
It's confidence.
The confidence.
That's confidence, yeah.
And it kicks in. I was a great big guy that I push him out the way. And the people like Mike Tyson, I refereed Mike Tyson 8 times.
One of my dear friends, man. They're right here in town. Him and Kiki, man. I know these people, man.
So I put Mike Tyson away. I put George Foreman away, and they said, "Where you get the strength to do that?"
Where do you get the strength to do that?
I don't know. I guess I had my Wheaties that morning.
Oh my God, I love this interview so much. It's strange how God puts good people together. We have so much in common that I didn't even realize until like a couple of weeks when we really talked at Patrice's gig that we did. And, you know, we all have this connection like with Muhammad Ali when I was a flight attendant with Pan Am years ago. And I was in first class. Muhammad Ali was there, and he made me go to economy and bring all the kids up to first class, and they all sat around on the floor, and he did magic tricks for them.
Wow.
And then my husband Wesley, he spent time with him at the camp. What is the camp they go to before the boxing ring, the train?
Colorado, Kentucky.
The Stylistics
got
were
some places
playing
they go to,
somewhere, Deer Lake, I think it's called. And the Stylistics were playing there at the same time. So my husband was there because, you know, he's with the Stylistics. And, you know, he got to meet them and he took pictures with them. And they were friends ever since. And then we met Joe. And then we met you. I want you to tell a story how you and my husband are connected.
Well,
though,
you know what?
With Philly International.
Philly International, man. Okay. In '77, there was a young lady by the name of Kiki D. She did a song called "Don't Go Breaking My Heart."
I remember with Elton John.
With Elton John,
yes.
And Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff, they were the guys who was driving the knobs. They were producing it. Well, they got Marvin Gaye's drummer. I came from, you know, and back then it was kind of embarrassing because some people got together and they said, well, this is the first black man to ever record with Elton John, you know. So Marvin the music. The music is not black or not white, so we ain't going for that. But I mean, I was getting accolades, Mr. Cortez, where I was breaking records. You know, the Oh Happy Day, the live version, Edwin Hawkins singers. I didn't know what I was doing, but playing with a symphony. I still wasn't reading no music, but I was playing with 75 musicians. Wesley, this dude was playing with Russell, and when I say Russell, I'm talking about these stylistics, them cats. Yep. Man, I mean, like I know I remember playing at the Network. I remember playing at the Spectrum. You know, and I knew who Wesley Stevens was before I got close enough to talk with him. And last week when we were all together at UNLV, that's the most I ever got a chance to talk with him directly. And I said, man, I bet you drive this, you back this van into almost anywhere. And he turned around and he talked to me like he's known me personally for a lot of years. Wesley turned to me, he said, Bugsy, man, let me tell you, man, you just don't know. When I wanted to start doing my own thing, I had this band, the whole band, everything. I had a U-Haul trailer behind it.
We sure did.
And we went all over the South. He said, this thing has so many miles on it. He said, it's never given me a problem.
Miles and memories,
and you just don't know. I mean, that's part of my, what do you call it? One of my goals, you know, whatever that word is, you know, one of the things I want to do. This is going in my archives. I want to play with Wesley.
Oh, I can't wait.
I want to play with Wesley, and he can put the horns and strings on.
Yes.
But no, I want Wesley's both hands to be on that keyboard while I'm playing with him. Oh, I don't want him pushing buttons and being Dr.
He works too hard right now.
I want him to. I want to play with that brother because
we're talking about Wesley Stevens.
Wesley Stevens.
Shelly's husband.
That brother is a monster on the keyboard.
Yeah.
But y'all don't get to know it because he's
Yeah, he's working too hard. Yeah.
like Aretha Franklin was the same way. I mean, everybody wanted to play with Riri, but when you sat down and she played the keyboard, Mr. Cortez, it was as exciting for me to be sitting here and turn my head like this and say, "Man, I'm talking to Joe Cortez." Hey, look here, y'all. I'm talking to Joe Cortez, man. Whoa, man.
I'm just a regular guy. You know, I just love helping people. I love it like we're doing today, get to know each other, you know, and
I want to hang out with you, man.
Well, come Saturday.
You know, I could care less with it, but how the people want to take pictures and sign autographs. I just want to sit and say, man, you know what? Before I left this planet, I got a chance to sit across the table from Joe Cortez.
Thank you. It's an honor. You know, I'm just a regular guy. People that know me out there know that I'm always just helping people out there. Shelly, I got Shelly as my co-host on the show because she's that kind of a person. She has a good heart, and so does her husband Wesley. And we're always trying to do what we can to get people on our show like yourself. We want to get people to know what's going on in the community and where you guys came from. Your back. So great history behind you. I mean, it's an honor sitting down with you to talk about your background.
Yes, sir,
you know?
man.
Not many people have done what you accomplished.
Oh my God, man! You know what? It would take this show, and I'd have to come back on, you know, to just really, you know, because, you know, I ask people right today, you know, who's Google and who's Wikipedia? Who were these people that were keeping up with me with what I was doing? Because I don't have a website, I don't have any of that stuff, but. I went to get a website once. I was playing with Lionel Richie here in town, and they said, well, everybody got to get a website. And I went to go get a website, Mr. Cortez, and the people that do websites and stuff, they said, Mr. Wilcox? I said, no, you call me Bugsy.
You don't need one.
He said, unless you intend to supersede what you've already done, we can come out and do some new pictures. He says, but unless you intend to supersede what you've already done, this is meaningless for you. Exactly. And I had nothing to do with who wrote what, you know. But when I read what people have said, you know, I mean, look at this is confirmation, brother. I'm becoming relaxed now talking to you. I'm becoming relaxed.
Well, you know, it's with today's social media, with all these platforms out there, everybody knows you. Like everybody puts up the name.
Yes, sir.
Bugsy Wilcox.
Yeah.
You're all over the internet. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
They all follow your background. That's why social media.
Yes, sir.
With Wikipedia, Google, anything, you find your name. It's a picture of you with the drums. Playing away. And
you want to know something? I tell my wife all the time. I say, who took this picture? Who did this? Who's responsible for this? You know.
I found a picture of you online. Maybe we can get Rick to show that. Yeah. It's like, who took these pictures?
I remember that. I was at a place right here in Las Vegas at a lady, Wassa. God bless you, Wassa. And some people were saying, hey, man, can I get a picture of you? And I just pointed at the camera. I don't even know who took that picture.
Really? That's a great one. There's another one. Look at that.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So you're all over there so that people know who you are. I mean, and I'm glad that we got to sit down face to face to talk about your background because that's why the show is all about sharing our knowledge and wisdom and all the information that gets on the show. Nobody will really know about you unless we'll bring you on the show. Somebody in the music business, they say, who's the best drummer out there? You're one of the top 20 in the world.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's a magazine. Here's another one for you right quick, Mr. Cortez. I was right here in town playing with a blues, a little thing around town. Floyd Sr. used to always come over to the place over there called the Seven Seas. And I was playing with this brother named Bobby Jones. And Bobby Jones came in the club one night, and he had this book called Modern Drummer. He said, "Man, do they know you? Do you know they got you down as one of the top 20 rhythm and blues drummers in the United States of America?" I said, "No. What are you talking about?" And he said, "Look at this." And he opened up this book, and there was a roster of people. And I said, well, I'll be doggone. I'm just playing at the 7th. I'm over here in the hood playing for the people and teaching kids. You know, I get along with children, animals, and older people.
What good advice can you give our youngsters out there watching?
Oh, my God. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention, man. It's the hardest thing for man to do is to wake up, suit up, show up, and pay attention. You have to pay attention because look at where we are. Look at where we are. You know, I mean, we're living in a time where we see. Don't make me cry. We're living in a time, you guys, where you see grown men riding motor scooters and teenagers wrecking Lamborghinis. You know, you give too much too fast. You pay attention to your parents. You pay attention to your parents. You know, because your parents. I know what the years I come from. Our parents and our uncles and aunties, they were everything.
Yes.
They were everything. You know, all I can say is just pay attention to your parents. Don't talk back. Your mom is not your friend. That's your mom.
Right.
You know, and kids nowadays, these computers, children are so geared to this computer, and this thing is sucking people up and is sucking people in, and it works really well. You know, where it works well. When you know the technology, like the brother that I just met that's operating all these cameras. Man, let me tell you something. If I'm ever around your computer and something goes wrong with it, you can look at everybody in the room and say, well, I know who didn't do it. Because I'm the most computer illiterate person that you'll ever meet in life. But if you look in your computer, you'll find me more than you find you. You know? So pay attention, kids. It's the children, man. We got to pay attention. We got to put more attention on the kids. Like I was reading something, Mr. Cortez, where what you do in the community, I want to get on board with you with that. You know, I come from, you know, I'm a philanthropist. You know, I like to give back. The only way I can keep whatever the world thinks that I have is to separate with it as freely as God gave it to me.
That makes sense.
He didn't charge me for it. He didn't charge me for it. These people ask me to come and play, and I'm able to come and play. I'm not going to. That's not a gig. It's about passion now. I want to do it. I want to do it.
You know,
I'm looking you right in your eyes.
Yeah.
Look, woman, you tell Lord, I want to play with you guys.
And we want you to play with us.
And we're going to do that.
Oh,
we're going
yes,
to do
we
that.
are. Yes,
well, man,
we are.
it would be nice if we could bring his drum with you Saturday night.
I know, right?
You know what? And you know,
We'll make some room.
We'll make some room. You at
Bring
Lola's.
some all set if you want.
You perform every Saturday night from 6 to 10 p.m.
well, you know what? I got a
Yes.
commitment this Saturday, but I tell you what I can do, and on the record, it's on camera, I'll bring a kick and a snare and a hi-hat and 2 cymbals. I've been to Lola's before. I know about that little room off to the side. I'll put a rug right down there, and I'll make Wesley turn that doggone computer drum off. I'll make him turn it off. Okay? I want to commit to that on camera.
Good.
All right.
All right. We look forward to that.
Yeah, this is so good, man. You guys got tears in my eyes, man. You know, because you want to ask me questions, and man, I mean, I can answer to the best that I'm able to. Well, but man, I'm like a little boy, man. I'm sitting across from you, and and God's grace and mercy. Look, you know, and Wesley, come on, man. Come on, man.
Well, I tell you, we're very proud of you. I'm very proud and honored to meet you personally. I mean, I met you 2 weeks ago, but not like today. Today we get to talk intimate stuff.
And I forgot you were sitting in the audience.
Yeah.
I forgot when we got through playing. Oh, Shelly, she came right over to me. She said, "Oh, Joe Cortez was so taken with you," and I was like, what did I do? Was it okay? I was asking her, see, was it good? And Wesley said, man, Wesley just walks over to me. He said, man, it's just something. It's something about the way you approach that.
Yeah, no, you're amazing. I mean, I never see the drummer. I mean, I see a band where you see the whole band play, where you focus on one individual.
Yes.
That day they give you the spotlight for a second, for a few minutes there to play on your own by yourself.
Yes.
And you were amazing. I mean, I said, man, I never heard anybody play the drum the way this guy does.
It's passion, baby.
Yeah.
It's passion. It's passion. It's not how you scramble the eggs, y'all. It's what you're putting in them.
Hey, I like that. Mm-hmm. That's true.
It ain't how you scramble those eggs. It's what you're putting in them.
That's so right.
You know.
Well, I want to tell you, Bugsy, it's just really an honor to have you on the show today. I mean, a half hour goes by so fast.
Yeah.
But I really want to say thank you so much for being our
You're
guest.
more than welcome, man.
And we hope to see you again
Man,
in the near
man.
future. We get you back on again.
You are more. In fact, I can't. Look, here's where I don't care about your camera. I just want to stand up and hug you, man.
I love it.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that
so
camera.
beautiful.
Don't care nothing about that camera. This is Joe Cortez, man. Man, I'm gonna take that to heaven with me, partner. Whoa, man. Wow.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you. God bless you always.
Love you, Bugsy.
Wow.
So
Okay,
sweet.
buddy, again, thank you so much. And here's the undisputed champ.
Yeah, there she is. There you go. There she is. Right there. There she is.
See you guys next week. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up.
Touch him up. All right.